Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Linda and I am sharing a look at August in my 2023 Hobonichi Cousin. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Okay, so you might have noticed I have a new cover. If you've looked at my previous videos, I had a blue cover that was from Hobonichi. This one is from Cousin. I'm not entirely sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but it is a, let's see, Superior Labor album or cover. And so it's leather and I really love the quality of it. It's really nice. I got this color because my first pick color was sold out. And I needed a new cover. The one I had was too bulky and this one was just so pretty. So I love how it looks. So like my top pick color was sold out, but I'm really enjoying this color. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's a little bit see-through. So this is a washi sampler that I'm creating. I haven't gotten to finish it yet, but you can kind of see the dark washi through it. It's also that this part in the back here has this bump, which I do feel when I'm writing. So sometimes I'm taking it out of the cover to work on it. But generally I like it. I like that it's a super slim profile and I plan to use this for my Hobonichi Cousin next year. When I get around to filling these pockets and getting all that done, I will do a separate video on that. But for now, I'm just gonna flip through my August in here. So to start out, I have, again, I don't use these calendar pages, but I do use this as my tracker. So I finished August. You can see I did pretty well. And then I've started September in here. I am using these same things that I started using in July, but I'm not making the same mistake I made the first half of the year, and I'm not writing them in case I want to change up when I'm tracking. So I just wrote in the September ones at the beginning of this month. And then I'm tracking here. I use the rainbow colors so I can easily see the day of the week. Red is Monday, orange is Tuesday, yellow is Wednesday, green is Thursday, blue is Friday, purple Saturday, and pink is Sunday. And that kind of lets me easily see patterns of when I do certain things, like if I'm more productive on the weekends and that type of thing. So what I'm tracking now are whether or not I pull out my planner and do my daily planning, whether I do my daily journaling, a budget check. I have budget spreadsheets, so if I update those every day, if I do something creative, so scrapbooking or crafting, journaling, beyond just my daily journaling, but anything crafty, picking up the house, cleaning the kitchen, reading, getting 10,000 or more steps, doing Pilates or any other athletic activity besides just walking, and then if I posted stories on Instagram. I love how this is working. I think that I'm going to continue doing this, and for 2024, I will use a very similar tracker system. At the bottom here, I have my long-term cleaning plans. So I put bullet points of the things that I want to accomplish in that month. These I set up at the beginning of the year. So I didn't necessarily do them all in the month, and some of them, like the fall decor, I moved it to August because I ended up doing it on the 27th. Same with cleaning my kitchen shelves. But that's just basically, I'm using standard bullet journaling techniques of, whether I'm migrating something or scheduling it or checking it off. But then if I do complete a task, I'm writing the number of the date when I did it. So if this says I put up my fall decor on the 27th, that means on the 27th of August, I put up my fall decor. And that way I have a record of when I did things, or my last cleaned the kitchen shelves and that kind of thing. These are the types of things that I do maybe like once or twice a year. So they're not, I don't need ongoing trackers, but this way I kind of sort of scheduled them throughout the year so I don't get overwhelmed. Of course, you can see there's a lot that I haven't gotten to. Totally fine. I'm just migrating them forward. So here's my monthly spread. I'm making my monthly spreads very just functional right now. I have just things scheduled out. So this is just future planning of when I have meetings or appointments or that type of thing. I have my work schedule, like if I'm working or not, my daughter's work schedule. those types of things are in here, but I'm not worried about making it pretty or anything besides adding a little washi tape and color. Here on the left, I have all of my tasks. So at the top are my August tasks. So those were the things that were listed out on this tracker right here. These are the monthly cleaning things. So I have the same things I try to do every month. I've checked off the ones that I did. The other ones I did not get to. So they're all getting migrated to September, but I just put color dots if they're the ones that are more priorities to get to in that month because of when it was the last time I actually got to them. These are catch-up tasks. So these are things that were monthly tasks in previous months that I didn't get to. And you can see I have kind of a long list here, but my schedule has been very crazy and busy this whole year. And after August, things are supposed to slow down. So hopefully this fall, I'll be able to catch up on some of these things. And these are some other just like tasks I need to do that don't need to be done at a specific point in time, but I will need to get to. Moving to my weeklies. So starting off August, so for the past few months, I want to say through July and August, I was doing this type of style where I'm making it really crafty and gluing things in and doing like handwriting and stamping and stuff and doodles, and I love it. I love how this looks. But my primary purpose of my weeklies is to document after the fact what I did, so I have a record when I'm working on my Project Life album. If you're unsure what Project Life is because you are here because you are a planning person, I will link my most recent album flip through at the eye so you can go check out Project Life, but pretty much it is a memory keeping project where I document my ordinary life over the course of the entire year with a spread for each week. So similar to this, but including photos and more crafty elements. But this is a record that I keep during that week because working on my Project Life. So right now it's the first week of September and I have finished through the second week of July in my Project Life album. So I would forget what I did if I don't write it down more contemporaneous with when it happens. So what I'm doing is writing it in here. The problem I'm finding is that these spreads like this, although I love them with all these words and things glued in, take forever to do. And I am falling behind and I'm having to spend like an hour filling out the spread when I just don't have that much time. And I need these spreads to be more functional for me so that I can get these notes written down in here in a timely manner. I'm also using my weekly spreads to plan out when I want to do certain chores, keep track of my dinners, the weather, and then keep a running to-do list of things I have to do sometime that week, but not necessarily on a specific day. This, I think, was my favorite week spread. I love that I did the stamping. I love that I glued things in and the washi I included. But again, it just took so long to do, so I was looking for a way to switch it up. So for this week, I decided to do this stamping titles and journaling, and this did not save me any time. I don't like the way it looks nearly as much as this. I could see if you like the cleaner look that you might prefer this one, but my goal in doing this was that I was going to save time, and I did not save time. So for the next week, I just did some simple washi tape and one title, and then just did some basic journaling. And I don't love how it looks, but this is more functional. So I think in the future, I'm gonna probably do a mix of like this and this to come up with something that is functional for me. Okay, moving into my daily spreads. So I started off August with my monthly goals, and I had very mixed results with success here. I didn't get a lot of things done because it was a very busy month. My daughter moved into her college dorm, and that really took over a lot of time and effort this month. So I got most of her stuff taken care of, but other things kind of fell by the wayside. So I'm hoping to get back on track with that in September. What I did also notice was because it was so busy, I wasn't planning. And prior to August, I was trying to keep a daily journal. I will link up at the eye what my last attempt at a daily journal was using the Hobonichi A6 size. And so I had journaled in there, I think August 1st through maybe the 7th or so. I had some journaling posts, but not not full spread. It wasn't every single day was filled. Some days had journaling, some days had a little, different things like that. But I wasn't using this planner because it was just so busy. And then I found that when I was using this, I didn't have time to do the journaling. So what I decided to do was combine the two of them into one book starting in August. I am not a huge fan of one book. It's not very functional for me, but for right now, it is what I think is going to work the best for the rest of the year, simply because the A6 size wasn't working for me for journaling. This size is too large for daily planning for me. And so in order to not abandon my Hobonichi Cousin, I'm going to kind of combine them both in here. So I recopied over some of my things. So I had put this August quote in my small A6 journal, Hobonichi. So I recopied it into here, and I added this like washi and sticker from the packaging that this came in, which was great to kind of document that it came in August. And then this again was something I copied over from the A6 size. I first saw, I think, Claire from online on Instagram migrating stuff. I think she migrated from the A5 to the A6 and recopied things. I did it this direction. Again, here's a day I didn't have anything going on, but I did use this as kind of swatching throughout the month and trying out pens, so it was nice to have a page to flip back to. And here was just a calendar printout from my friend Amanda, where some Zoom calls that we were trying to do during the month and that she was coordinating. So I printed this out so I could try to join those when I was able to. On the 4th, I had the day off, and so I finally got to sit down and plan, and I love this color scheme and the way I formatted this page. I also recopied over, this was my journaling from the 3rd in my A6, but since I had already done this here, I didn't have the space to put it here, so I just filled it in here instead. So this was copied over from the A6, which that smaller size fit perfectly right here. It was great. It worked out perfectly to do that. Here again, and then so that's why I have the date stamp here, because that was originally August 3rd. Again, I was doing my daily planning on Saturday and Sunday. I had not filled all these places in, so I went back and I printed some things. If I haven't mentioned it before, I know I probably have in previous videos, but I like to print out things that I save from Instagram or other pieces of inspiration to include in here, and I glue them in to kind of take up some of this extra space. So like here was something that I thought was really like funny, and I've just printed it out and put it in here. I didn't necessarily grab this on August 4th, but I saw it at some point during August, and then once I print out, I have enough to print on a page, I will put them in here. So I had put some of these here. I needed to fill in extra space. This was journaling from August 6th. I didn't have the space over here, so I put it on this page instead and added the date stamp. The 7th, I had a lot going on, so I did that, and then I didn't do journaling. Instead, I was kind of making notes of just some random stuff that was going on. I didn't journal on the 8th, but I had a call with Lisa from Allie Edwards planning out some stuff for December daily, so I just took notes on this page, but I think it was actually like later that I did that and I had gone back. Totally blank spread. Might go back and use it, might not. Moving here into Friday, I had my to-do list. I wrote down my daughter's schedule for her first semester of college, just because I wanted to know kind of what classes she had and have a documented record of that, and then put some additional things in here. This was cut out of a magazine. When I was doing my weekly spreads in like this format where I'm like cutting things, a lot of these are cut out of magazines, but sometimes I found things that were pretty but too big for my weekly spread, so I was able to put that here. Here's another one I printed off the internet. Saturday, here I did my planning, some journaling, and then I filled this in with some project planning for December daily as I was finishing up my 2022 album. I just have some sticky notes over a few things I wanted to cover, but this spread, I really like how this one turned out. I had done my to-do list, I did journaling, some random notes I needed, I printed something off the internet, and I just love that it was kind of like everything all in one. Now, like I said before, this is not super functional for me personally because my brain does like things being so segmented, but I do like seeing that this is totally filled in. And I like that I'm kind of nodding to my rainbow colors where Sunday is pink, Monday is red. I don't always stick with that, but I like to do it every now and then. The crinkle. Tuesday was college move-in day, so I didn't plan, but what I did was I did some detailed journaling because I didn't want to forget it, and I printed out a photo for my Instagram to include here. And I don't typically include photos in here, but I wanted to document that day. I didn't have like a meme or anything, and I thought that that would be perfect for here with some washi tape. Wednesday, again, planning, journaling, Instagram printout, and I just love like the way that this looks, and I love that I have like, this month is way more filled in than a lot of other months because I was only using this one book and only focusing on filling this one book. This one I think is one of my favorite pages. I liked that I created these little kind of like spot bubbles to hold different notes that I needed for different things. I added my list. I had a side quest list, which were just like random things that came up during the day that I needed to do that I hadn't put in here. Friday, I did some journaling, and I didn't have time to plan on Friday, so I made like this brain dump list of like things I needed to get done this weekend and things I should get done this weekend. Saturday, so Saturday and Sunday were busy getting stuff done around the house, so I needed my task list, and I put some sticky notes in here. I love this, like, I just needed to fill the space, so I put a sticky note and then something printed off the internet, and I liked the like way they looked together and how it filled the page. Monday, a new week, using my red again, so I'm kind of doing the purple, pink, red, rainbow colors again. Some journaling, adding something in. Again, it's like very repetitive how I do my style in here, but I really like this style, and I think that this is probably what I'm gonna stick with for the rest of the year. I didn't do anything on this day. Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be the days that I don't use my planner the most often because I work long days in the office those days. Wednesday, I did do some journaling, but I didn't really need much of a to-do list. I wrote down a few things. So I just did the sidebar here as kind of like doodling the day of the week. And I like how that looked. I'm trying to kind of experiment with ways to do the page when it's just journaling, because next year I plan to use my Hobonichi Cousin purely as my daily journal and not for planning. Here's one I was playing with some different fonts. Here I switched up my fonts and how I'm doing my titles. I like this. It doesn't really look that much like me, I don't feel like, but it's fun and I think I want to use it some more. But I did do like my planning, my journaling, and I really like how these ones came out, and I didn't end up gluing anything down on these pages just because I had so much to talk about those days. Here again, another filled page. I hit 5,000 followers on Instagram. Thank you guys if you are a follower of mine on Instagram. If you are not, I'm going to shamelessly plug my Instagram. I'm also Linda Loves Creating on Instagram, and I would love to see you over there. Here I was using like brown. I don't know, I felt very like cozy, like fall colors, and so I did brown for it. I have some notes on here I had to cover up, but I like how I'm including these craft sticky notes as one of like my new things to add in here, in addition to the things I printed. I didn't plan on this day, so instead I use this as a blank page to write my Hobonichi shopping list, because I did shop on the 31st, or actually I shopped on the 1st in the morning, but I did my Hobonichi shopping at release, so I had to have my shopping list here of things that I wanted to make sure to pick up. Wednesday, I have my journaling and planning. I didn't put anything down here because I'm getting close to the end of the month. I haven't filled in stuff like that printed off the internet. Like if you look, these are the last two that I printed. And then I don't have anything else printed for these last few days, but I will end up probably putting some things, coming back and filling these in once I print stuff the next time. It's just, I wanted to film this video and kind of like where I am and how August looks now that August is over. So you can see, again, I have like this blank space, but I will go ahead and fill those in. Although these are daily pages and you're supposed to do kind of one per day, I kind of feel like it's almost like, I don't know, I'm not just living on that one page. I'm living on multiple pages at a time. So even though I may be working a few pages ahead, I might be filling in gaps on older pages still. Like these blank pages, I might go back and use this if I need like a notes page for something. So I like that flexibility of this album or of this journal or planner, that I can go back and use those extra pages. If I didn't actually need it on the 22nd, I can use it for something else. If you have a bunch of blank pages and you need ideas to fill those, I do have a video of ideas for how to fill in your blank daily pages. I will link that one up at the eye, but mostly I'm using them for my journaling and my planning. So are you like me and you kind of don't like having the journaling and planning in one book, or are you someone who likes having everything together in one book? Let me know down below how you use your Hobonichi Cousin and whether you use it for planning or journaling or both, because I'd love to hear. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And as always, I will see you guys all in the next one. Thanks. Bye.